Hey guys, I am Caleb with Nebraska Farm Boy. Thanks for joining me on another edition of Farm Boy in 30 Minutes. Alright, so today what I wanted to talk about was respect. And talking about respect, you first have to talk about giving respect before you can talk about getting respect. You know, respect isn't something that you are entitled to, it's something that you have to earn. If you just were entitled to it, if somebody just gave it to you and you didn't earn it, then it's a cheap, hollow form of respect and really not respect at all. So in order to earn respect, the fastest way to earn respect really is to give respect. To be respectful to others is the fastest way to gain respect for yourself. And, you know, it can be difficult because some people are harder to respect than others. And we live in a society where respect is really disrespected, if you will. People just disrespect everything. They disrespect their parents, they disrespect their elders, they disrespect women, they disrespect law enforcement officers, they disrespect themselves. They don't really have respect for themselves even. It's like people just utterly lack respect. If you're going to try to respect someone just because it's the right thing to do, you might not always have everybody on board with you there. But I can guarantee that if you do, you know, push through that initial pushback or whatnot, you know, you are going to have long-term benefits. Okay, so respect really does start in the mind. And we have a car going by, so I apologize. There's going to be some noise because it's muddy. Anyways, it's good that it's muddy. It just makes a lot of noise when cars go by on muddy roads. So sorry, I was distracted there. But so respect starts in the mind. Okay, it starts, you know, you first have to choose to respect someone. You have to have a respectful attitude, thought life towards them, if you will, before you can ever respect them. But after that, there's an outward show of respect. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. You know, you can't really show respect outwardly, at least not show it well. You could put up a fake front, but again, it's going to be fake, and you're probably going to get found out eventually. But if you don't have it right in your mind, it's not going to come out right. But even some people, you know, you do respect, you do have it right in your mind, but I find it's very difficult sometimes for me to show that respect in a tangible way. And I want to talk about 5 ways that I've been working on in my life to be better about showing respect towards the people who deserve and, you know, who have earned my respect. So, the first one that I want to talk about was a good, firm handshake. Now, that might seem a little bit trite. You're like, well, is it really that important? Well, here's the thing. I think it is important, but even if it wasn't important, for the very reason that, you may remember it was a couple years back, there was a very well-organized panic instituted by the Chinese government and helped out by our government. It was, had to do with a lab. We'll just say that, okay? So there was this panic, okay? And the one thing that they attacked, well, they attacked several things. They attacked going to church, and they also attacked handshakes. They said we're going to give elbow bumps instead. And so for no other reason than for the fact that they attacked that, they said that they didn't want you doing that. For no other reason than that, I think that I will support handshaking. I think I will value my right to shake hands. So even if there was no other reason, we are, you know, very respectful rebels. Okay, we are respectful rebels. All right, so but there is more to giving a good firm handshake than just being a respectful rebel. It also, I feel like it's like an ancient symbol of respect, and it's also an ancient symbol of like honesty. Like it shows that you are. It shows personal responsibility. It shows commitment. I'm not saying like the handshake is biblical or anything. I'm not saying that God made his covenant to Abraham with a handshake. But I'm just saying it's one of those things that I think is important. And while I don't think it's the one thing that I struggle with the most, sometimes I do give a finger shake by accident. And it's really awful. And I try not to do that. Anyways, don't shake people's fingers. Okay? Just don't. It's awful. Anyways, so the second thing that I've been trying to work on is making good eye contact with people when they are talking with me, which is something that doesn't come natural to me either. Well, or it comes even less natural to me than giving people good firm handshakes. I don't know why, but I just have a hard time, you know, just like keeping my eyes on someone when they're talking with me. And actually, my sister brought up a funny point that men tend to not look each other in the eye when they're talking with each other. And it's kind of because it's like a form of aggression, which, I mean, I guess I kind of already knew, because, you don't lock eyes with a stranger. It's kind of a form of aggression. But basically, men tend to like stand to the side of each other, and they tend to look at anything but each other, which is, I guess, is kind of true. And don't be creepy about how you make eye contact. But the reason eye contact is important is that it shows that you are paying attention, that you respect someone when they're talking with you. There's a very fine line of how you should make proper eye contact, but you kind of know when you're doing it. You know when you're looking too much at the floor, and there's just certain people who are really good at that. They can make really good eye contact, and it really makes you realize that this guy's listening to me, he takes me seriously, and it's just a very respectful thing to do, if you will. Okay, so the third one we have is using sirs and ma'ams. Now, this one is really old-fashioned and outdated. People tend to, kind of look at you funny. Like, some people will. Some people will look at you funny if you call them sir or ma'am, which I think is fine, whatever. Just because something, isn't popular, doesn't on some particular occasion, just because the mob doesn't exactly agree with it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a wrong thing to do. But really, the older generation really appreciates being called sir and ma'am. And, it's something that I've really been trying to work on. And I really like using sirs and ma'ams. It's just not something that I really have always done. So it's something that I've been really trying to work into my vocabulary. I have a bad habit of when somebody asks me to do something, or maybe they ask me a question, I'm like, yes! And I'm like, oh, I should probably say, yes, sir. So it's just something that if you do, if you do these things, it really is going to, I don't want to say impress people, because that kind of has a very surface level aspect to it, but it's definitely going to gain you a little bit of respect in other people's eyes just by giving them respect. Sorry, I don't mean to keep belaboring that point. The next thing that I've been working on is really listening and learning from people and asking intelligent questions. Okay, so too often I find myself talking too much. And that's a good thing, because I have a YouTube channel and I need to know how to talk a lot. But also, there's a point when you just need to be quiet. And you're not going to learn. Every time you have your mouth open, you're talking, you're not learning. Okay? You aren't learning from yourself. So, you really need, or I say you, but I mean like me too. We need to really focus on listening, so that, because every time you're listening, you're learning from people. And people really appreciate you taking the time to try to learn, or to learn from them, because there's something that you can learn from really anyone, especially people who are older than you, but even some people who are your age or younger than you. There's something that you can learn from everyone, and if you really are intentional about taking time to learn from people, it's one of the most respectful things you can do, really, because people love to give the knowledge that they've gained over 50 years of life, or however long that they've lived. And people just really appreciate it when you ask intelligent questions and you just really seek to learn from other people. And and while you are gaining respect by giving your respect, you also learn a lot of other things. And so definitely something that I need to work on in my own life. So the last one kind of is similar to the one just before it, but it has a little bit of a twist on it. So basically, I called it understanding the people around you. So, you could take that a couple different ways, gauging the temperature of the room, if you will, being aware. It's also part of understanding the people around you is understanding yourself. Okay, so how you relate to the people around you is going to depend on how well you understand that person and how well you understand yourself. So basically, too often I find myself kind of not being intentional enough about, seeking out people who are different than me. So basically, like, someone who maybe, they aren't like a man's man. I'm not saying I'm a man's man. I'm just saying maybe they aren't like maybe I feel like I have a couple things that I know better than them. Okay, that's what I mean. And so I have a bad habit of, kind of like not going on my way to, talk with them or to learn from them, because everyone has something that they can offer, and if someone is different from you, it generally means that there's something that you need to learn from them, because they probably have a different perspective on life and probably have a different skill set than you, and you could learn a lot by just asking them questions. So like I said, it kind of ties in with the last one, but you've really got to step outside of yourself and see things from another person's perspective before you can actually really learn to understand the people who are around you and really learn to connect with those people, and how you can and learn how you can be most respectful to those people. Like there's just different kinds of people in the world. Like maybe I'm working, maybe there's someone I work for, maybe, and then there's also my parents, and then my grandparents, and then, friends, or like a pastor, or just different people. And you really need to learn how to understand that person, and before you can learn how to really give them the respect that they are owed, and that they, that everybody wants. So really, you need to understand people well before you can really learn to, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but before you can really learn to respect them. So probably, I just want to give a really random example. So when I'm with my friends, sometimes we like to talk about knife fighting, what we can do with our knives. When I'm with my grandma, we do not talk about that. We talk about other things, like what I was doing on the farm or whatnot. It's you need to be able to gauge the temperature of the room and gauge what kind of people you're talking with, so that you can better learn to understand them, so that you can better respect them. I hope that made some sense. Okay, so that was really the 5 areas that I've been trying to work on in my own life. And I see it, in other people as well. So I thought, hey, maybe I have this problem, maybe some other people have this problem, so let's make a video on it. That's where I get a lot of the ideas for my videos. Well, actually, pretty much all of them. They all start with me. I have a problem, and then I look around, and maybe some other people have a problem. And at least I find, in order to really come to a place where I can solve a problem or fix maybe something that I want, like something I don't like about my character, or something. Okay, so I some kind of a problem. I find it's easiest to fix that or to learn by teaching others. So that's kind of just a fun little fact about why I do these videos. It's really not about teaching you. It's really about, it is. I hope to impart some kind of, hopefully you learned something from these videos, hopefully, or at least you're entertained or something. So hopefully you get something out of these videos. But I really try, the reason I do this is not from some prideful arrogance, me thinking that I have something to tell you. It really comes from me wanting to really solidify what I believe, and really teach myself by teaching you. So maybe that's kind of like a topic for a whole nother video. And I'm kind of getting a little bit off topic, but that's basically what I've been working on in terms of respect. And now would be the point in the video where I discuss a question that a viewer put in, or a topic that you guys suggested. But I didn't get any over the week, so that's fine, whatever, that's okay. I did get, I get a lot of comments over on, I'm on this, it's like a conservative sort of social media site. It's called Getter. Basically everybody says inappropriate things about President Biden, and everybody's pro-Trump there. So basically a lot of disrespect goes on there. Anyways, so I get a lot of comments there because I post some of my knife fighting stuff, just basically what I post in the shorts feed over on YouTube, I post over there. And one comment that I got, I don't want to read it to you just being poor me, how could someone say something mean to me? But I think it had a little bit of a point. I didn't want you guys to misunderstand something about what I do when it comes to when I teach protector skills. There's kind of a couple misunderstandings in here, and I want to make sure that none of you guys have these misunderstandings, because I want to be completely honest with you all. So basically what this guy says was, when all you know is what you are teaching yourself, ... you might want to go to some real self-defense training. This stuff will get you killed. That's one of the most common comments that I get. This stuff will get you killed, or this stuff will get everybody killed. I don't know. People have a lot of confidence in my ability to get everybody killed. I don't know. Anyways, so there's a couple of things that irk me about the comment, but you know, I'm not going to belabor that point because you guys, this guy watched one of my videos, and I think he honestly was worried that all that I knew how to do was throw a knife at a angry face on a tree. I think that's honest. He honestly thought that was all I knew how to do, and that's okay. I mean, whatever. He's just another guy on the internet. You guys know I know how to do a little bit more than that. But what he kind of got at, and I didn't want you guys having any misunderstandings over, was he was really concerned that maybe I was really learning everything. I wasn't willing to learn from others, and also that the UPS man is here. One moment, we'll be right back. Sorry about that. He needed to have a package exchange. We were giving something back to Amazon, getting something. And anyways, I would never intentionally interrupt our conversation, but sometimes life happens. So anyways, what I believe that this man was worried about was that I was too full of myself, and maybe I am. But what I do not want you to misunderstand about like me being a homeschooled protector, you know, I don't take professional training. Basically I gather what I can, like from the internet, from books, and then I just, test it out, see what works for me, and just kind of try to develop a fighting system, a system of self-defense that works for me personally. And what I don't want you to misunderstand is I don't want you guys to think I'm against professional training, because I'm not against professional training. If you want to do that, that's great, and there's certain times and places for that. In fact, with the career I hope to go into in the future, I'll probably take professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'll probably join some gym at some point, just because it will help with the career I'm going into. But as a protector, or as like a protector of my family, as someone who just wants to be able to defend himself too, I really don't see a need at the moment to get professional training, because I feel like I can learn from free sources, and learn from just working in my basement, or outside, or training with friends. Like I do force on force training and all that, but I'm not against professional training by any means, and it really depends on different people, because some people aren't going to have any opportunity to ever train with anybody, like they don't have any friends who are into it as well, and then you really may need to get into somewhere where you have other people that you can train with, so that you aren't just training solo drills, which if you can't do that either, that's fine. You can get you're going to be better than most people. You're going to be a better fighter than most people if you really do your solo drills well. It just you will have a little bit of you'll just be better if you're able to actually do force on force training with other people. That's really the biggest advantage of professional training. Because other than that, basically you're just learning from someone who probably came up with a lot of his own ideas. A lot of his techniques are stuff that he did the same thing that I do. He just, he took the information that he was provided with, and he tested it out through force on force training, and he just took what worked best, and now that's the stuff that he's really going to push to you. Sure, he has a curriculum, so do I. I mean, like, I have different stuff that I learned from. Sure, he didn't come up with it himself, and neither did I. I have stuff that I learned from, but, really, what really separates a master fighter in any sort of fighting, gunfighting, knife fighting, Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, whatever, is that he has done a lot of force on force training. Or that he's been in a lot of situations. Like, if you can train under like someone who's doing civilian training, and he's like a former police officer or something, that's great. He has a lot of great. He has way more that he can give you than I can give you. But if you want to just learn tactics and combatives, you really can learn them at home, And so, with that said, another thing that he kind of said was I was going to get everybody killed. He has a lot of confidence in my ability. So basically, what he's assuming is that I want all of you to listen to me and just me, and I do not want you to do that. I want you to go and find other sources of information. Don't just listen to me. I think that would be a mistake, because I'm not that smart, if you will. So basically, make sure that you have a broad source of information. If you want to do professional training, I'm not against that. Don't think that I'm going to unsubscribe if I was subscribed to you or whatever. I don't think I'm going to that I discourage that. But also, just don't let people pressure you into thinking that you need to outsource your ability to protect yourself, that you need to go to someone and learn from him, and you can't really learn anything on your own. Because really, when it comes to just as a civilian, I feel like you really can teach yourself. Now, if you go into law enforcement or you go into the military, take every opportunity to learn as much as you can. Like every moment you are in the academy, learn as much as you can. But when you're just a civilian, I really feel like you can learn a lot just on your own. Anyways, I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself again, so that was basically what I had for that. Again, if you have a question or a topic, I would really like to answer something from you guys who actually appreciate the show, someone who doesn't think I'm going to get everybody killed. So I guess that's really what I got for you guys today. Hopefully this was enjoyable. We were closer to being Farm Boy in 30 minutes, though we still are under 30 minutes, so I really should call it Farm Boy in under 30 minutes, but Farm Boy in 30 minutes has a really much better ring to it, so I'm gonna stick with Farm Boy in 30 minutes. And hey, it's good that I'm not wasting your time by making you listen to extra minutes of me talk. So without any further ado, well, that's what we've got for you. So until next time, please remember that this is available on Spotify. It's available on a few other sites. It's not available on Apple Music or Podcast or whatever it's called. It's not available there yet, but it should be hopefully soon. I'm really not sure. It's kind of being a pain. But anyways, just remember that this is available. If you just want to listen to it, download it. You don't have to watch me the whole time. I think that'd be a little bit unnerving, having to watch myself. Actually, I do have to because I edit these videos. But anyways, without any further ado, we'll see you next time.